This is the KH-930, the very latest electronic knitting machine developed by Brother. User-friendly, with its variety of unique functions. Let's show you just how simple it is to operate Brother's totally new KH-930. This is the operation panel. Its keys are connected to a computer. It's so simple, just follow the key operation instructions and you too will enjoy knitting the most beautiful patterns. The yellow and green lamps on the left panel indicate the needle position, the stitch and the row. The red G lamp lights when the automatic knitting carriage passes the turn mark. The display and memo display indicate your program with easy to read, easy to understand figures and symbols. These lamps instruct your operation procedures. These two selector keys, number 1 and number 2, vary the patterns and positions. Ten keys, the M key, the Start key, and the yellow and green keys are located on the center panel. These keys control row forwards or backwards. This is the CR key should you happen to make an error. The CE key erases the figures from the display and memo display. The step key is used to proceed your program. These keys are located on the right side of the panel. And are for storing your own pattern. Those 7 variation keys on the lower panel are very useful to vary selected patterns. The KH-930 memorizes 555 patterns. And those 555 memorized patterns are all here for you in our pattern book, Stitch World. When you choose a pattern, first choose its pattern number and memorize its stitch number and row number from its diagram. Now, let's look at the various key operations and their functions for pattern programming. Selector 1 gives you continuous repeat. One row or all over patterning as you choose. This is the diagram of a cherry pattern. Its pattern number is 100, it has 20 stitches and 40 rows. The memo display tells you when to change the contrast yarn and which yarn to use. Now, let's start the pattern program. Since this is just a practice, we won't use the variation keys. When the power is turned on, the ready lamp and selector 1 or 2 light up. So press selector 1 key if selector 2 is on. Now press the step key. The pattern number lamp lights. The previously programmed pattern number appears on the display. Press the CE key to erase it. Enter the number of the pattern you selected, in this case 100. Now press the step key. The position lamp lights and the yellow lamp and display tell you the pattern position. Now let us explain the pattern position indicated by the yellow lamp and the number 10. With selector 1, the pattern position is programmed automatically by the computer, so that one pattern is made on the center of the machine. Needles to the left of the needle bed are represented by yellow and to the right by green. The pattern number 100 has 20 stitches, so yellow 10 is the pattern position in this case. After you've confirmed the pattern position, simply press the step key. The ready lamp tells you that programming is completed. The figure 1 indicates that the needles will be selected according to the first row of the pattern. The figure 2 indicates the number for the contrast yarn. If you want to check what you've programmed, you can do so by repeatedly pressing the step key. The program will be displayed in the order in which you entered it. Selector 1 can also set the pattern position wherever you like. For example, if you want to set this pattern position to yellow 20, when yellow 10 is displayed after we enter the pattern number, just clear it with the CE key. Now the yellow and green lamps flash. Enter yellow 20. Press the yellow key, then press keys 2 and 0. Press the step key, and the ready lamp tells you that your program is completed. Now the display indicates that the needles will be selected according to the first row of the pattern. Confirm that you have 1 on the display at the start, and the 2 on the memo display changes accordingly with the pattern. For example, if you want to start knitting from the beginning of a pattern before its completion, press the Start key. The display indicates that the needles will be automatically set to the first row of the pattern. Now let's knit a ferile pattern with selector 1. After knitting several rows in stocking stitch, turn the change knob to KC1. Move the K carriage across the turn mark. The needles are automatically set to the first row of your pattern. Press the upper MC button. Thread the contrast yarn, which is indicated on the memo display, into the yarn feeder B. Number 1 is flashing on the display. It means the needle selection of the first row has been done and is telling you to knit the first row of your pattern. The row number you are going to knit is indicated as you operate the carriage. When the figure on the memo display changes, change the contrast yarn from 2 to 3. Now your pattern is being knit. You'll hear a P sound 1 row before the pattern is completed. When one pattern is completed, the display indicates the first row again. A motif can consist of one pattern repeat or several repeats of the same pattern. With Selector 2, you can knit as many pattern repeats as you like, up to 6 motifs. This is a program in which 3 motifs are combined. Let's see the selector to procedure for this program. Confirm that the ready lamp is on. Press the selector 2 key if selector 1 is lit. Press the step key. The pattern number lamp lights and the display shows you the previously entered pattern number, so clear this number with the CE key to enter your new pattern number, this time 100. The procedure up to here is the same as for selector 1. Press the step key again. The pattern number disappears. 1 comes on the memo display and the quantity lamp lights. The computer wants to know how many pattern repeats there are in the first motif. Now we should enter how many pattern repeats we want in this first motif. As there is only 1, press number 1. Now that number is indicated on the display. Press the step key. The position lamp lights. Our first motif pattern is automatically centered on the machine and its position is indicated at yellow 10. You can arrange the pattern position wherever you like, and the operation procedure is the same as for selector 1. Now let's enter the information about the second motif. Press the step key. The quantity lamp lights and the figure on the memo display changes from 1 to 2. Now enter the number of pattern repeats in the second motif. The number of pattern repeats here is 3, so press number 3. Then press the step key. The position lamp lights, the yellow and green lamps flash. Now enter the pattern position and enter the pattern position for the second motif as green 20. We have now completed entering the information about the second motif. Now enter the number of pattern repeats and the pattern position in the third motif as you did in the second. Enter 0 as the number of pattern motifs for the next motif when finishing the program. Press the step key. The ready lamp lights and you can start to knit. The numbers 1 on the display and 2 on the memo display are now indicated. The knitting procedure is the same as for selector 1. This is the finished knitting with the 3 motifs. Now let's show you the 7 variation keys and explain their functions. Number 1 is the reverse key. The diagram pattern is reversed when the knitting is seen from the plain side. However, by using the reverse key, you can reproduce the diagram pattern exactly. This key is very useful when you want to knit figures and letters. The number 2 key is the mirror image key, which allows you to make charming mirror image patterns. When you are using the pattern for selector 1 and the pattern position automatically set by the computer, with this key you can knit a pattern as a mirror image away from the center. When using a pattern position programmed by yourself, you can make your mirror image pattern radiate out from its center. The number 3 is the double width key. When using selector 1 and the pattern position automatically set by the computer, the double width key stretches the pattern to double the normal width from the center. When programming the pattern position at green 40 by yourself, it is stretched to double the width from position 40 to the right side. Now let's try this with selector 2. The first motif is stretched horizontally from the center, and the second motif stretched to the right from yellow 90, which is the position you have just programmed. When the pattern position for either first or second motif is programmed, each motif stretches to the right from the pattern position. This is the double width pattern using selector 2. With the number 4 key, the double length key, the pattern is obviously stretched to double its length. The number 5, the upside down key, turns the pattern upside down. The display shows 1 before the upside down key is turned on. When this is turned on, it indicates the last knitting row of the pattern and starts from the last row. When finishing one pattern, it returns to the last row, which in this case is 40. This is the pattern knitted with the upside down key. Number 6 is the KH key. With this key, the needle corresponding to the black squares in the diagram remain at B position and the other needles are set to D. This key is also used when knitting a fair-out pattern with the KH colour changer. Change the yarns with the colour changer according to the figures indicated on the memo display and continue knitting. The figure on the memo display has changed from 2 to 3. Press 3 to switch your contrast yarn. Now it has changed to 4. Switch the yarn to contrast yarn 4. This is our pattern, finished with the KH key and KH colour changer. Number 7 is the KRC key. A multicolour rib pattern, or in other words a fair-out pattern without back loops, is knitted with a ribber and KRC colour changer. In this case, use the KRC key. Turn the change knob to KC2. Move the carriage across the turn mark and knit one row with the main yarn. Press both the part buttons. Set the KR carriage to start. The memo display indicates 1. Press 1 to switch to the main yarn. Now the memo display indicates 2. Switch to contrast yarn 2. Now it has changed to 3. Press 3 to switch the yarn. As you have seen, we've been switching main yarn and contrast yarns every 2 rows. Continue knitting. This is a multicolour rib pattern knitted with the ribber and the KRC colour changer using the KRC key. The variation key can be changed whenever you wish, even in the middle of a pattern. Let's see how it works when we change after one pattern is completed. Refer to the diagram to confirm that the pattern has 40 rows. Enter pattern number 100. Now we use the reverse key and KHC key. Change these 2 keys 1 row before you want the pattern to be altered. In this case, we want the pattern to be altered after completing 1 pattern. When the buzzer sounds 1 row before finishing the pattern with row number 40 flashing, change 2 keys. The pattern is now reversed. Our main yarn and contrast yarns are also reversed. And here is our finished pattern, using the clever variation keys. Now let us show you how to store your own patterns in the computer by using the input program. Let's enter this attractive pattern from our design sheet. It has 12 stitches and 15 rows. Take notes for such operations as switching your contrast yarns. Now let's enter our pattern. Confirm that the ready lamp is on. Press the input key. The number 901 is indicated on the display, so this is the number for the pattern we must enter. Make note of this on your design sheet. Now press the step key. The yellow lamp is on, asking you for the number of stitches. As this pattern has 12 stitches, press 1 and 2. Now enter the row number. Press the step key and the green lamp comes on. The maximum number of rows available for our pattern is indicated on the display. Clear the display with the CE key. Press 1 and 5 for 15 rows. Press the step key. 1 is to enter the first stitch on the first row. Now enter the pattern data according to your design sheet. Enter the pattern data with the black and white pattern data keys on the left side. The first stitch of the first row is black, so press the black data key. The data lamp 1 lights to indicate that the first stitch is entered as black. The yellow lamp lights and the display shows the stitch number at the same time, requesting you to enter the second stitch. The second stitch is white. However, as white continues till the end of this row, you don't need to press the white key. If you press the white data key, the data lamp will not light. Now enter the pattern data for your second row. Press the up key to advance the row number. The green lamp lights and the display shows the row number 2 for the first stitch of the second row. White continues from the third stitch on the second row. However, the last stitch is black. Therefore, press the white key for all the white stitches. Now enter the second row. Continue pressing the appropriate black and white keys, making sure that you finish with black. Press the up key to advance the row number to the next row. Continue entering the pattern data according to your design sheet. When you've finished entering the pattern data, press the input key. Press the check key. The last stored pattern number is now indicated. Press the step key. The yellow lamp lights and the number of stitches 12 is indicated. Press the step key. The green lamp lights and the number of rows 15 is indicated. Press the step key. The data lamp lights to indicate the pattern data of the first row. Advance the row number with the up key and check the pattern data with the data lamp. When the stitch number is over 10, use the right key to advance the stitch number. Pattern data is also checked with the buzzer key. Press the buzzer key. 2 short bleeps for black and 1 long for white. Press the check key after the last row is checked. This is our fabric finished with our own pattern. We can program the memo with information for pattern knitting, and this will be shown in the memo display while we knit. The memo information is entered by 10 keys, these yellow and green ones. Let us show you an example by using our number 494 pattern. Enter 2 for the first row and 3 for the 31st. The ready lamp lights when the pattern program is complete. Confirm 1 on the display and press the memo key. Enter 2. Memo information 2 is indicated on the memo display. Press the up key to advance the row number to the 31st row. Enter 3, which is the memo information for this row. When you finish entering the memo information, press the memo key. The ready lamp lights, 2, which was entered at the first row, is indicated on the memo display. The memo program is now complete. You can also enter memo information using the yellow or green key. It will show which lace change lever setting to use on the memo display. This mark, which was entered with the yellow key, indicates lace. And this mark, which was input with the green key, indicates fine lace. An error mark is indicated when you press the wrong key, so press the CE key and press the correct key again. Program the pattern of which memo information you want to delete. When the ready lamp lights, press the memo key. Press the C key and then press the memo key to complete your deletion. To partially delete memo information with the up key, bring the row number of the memo information you want to delete. Press the CE key. Remove the yarn from the yarn feeder. Bring all the needles to the B position. Unravel the rows to where you wish to start re-knitting. In this case, we've unravelled 2 rows. Press the CE key to clear the flashing row number on the display. Enter 2, which was the number of rows we unravelled. Press the CR key. Now the row number where you want to start re-knitting is indicated. Also, wind back the row counter by 2 rows. Set the row counter tripper to the non-working position and return the change knob to NL. Press both the part buttons to pass the K carriage to the opposite side of the yarn end without knitting. Turn the change knob to KC. Move the carriage across the turn mark. The needles are now set for the pattern. Press the upper MC button. Thread your main and contrast yarns into the yarn feeder. Now put the row counter tripper back in operation and knit. Using the transfer tool, return any stitches that were transferred back onto the adjacent needle. Press the down key until 2 appears on the memo display. Unravel 2 rows. Bring all the needles to the B position. Now we have returned the transferred stitches to the adjacent needles. Press the down key until 2 appears on the memo display. Press the up key to advance the row number to the next row. Operate the L carriage and K carriage according to the memo display. Now we'd like to show you how to shape a neckline. This example shows you the order you knit when the K carriage is on the left side. Press the M key to begin the neckline when the row number in the display flashes on and off. All the data for this row is now memorized. Set the holding cam lever to H. Bring the needles of sections 2 and 3 forward to the E position. Knit section 1. Continue knitting section 1, decreasing your stitches. Remove section 2 from the machine after waist knitting. Now let's knit section 3. Press the M key before you start. The needles are set according to the pattern row memorized by the M key. Move the carriage across the turn mark. Knit section 3 the same way as you knitted section 1. When the K carriage is placed on the right side, knit in the order of sections 3, 2 and 1. And your neckline is finished beautifully and easily. These are just some of the many wonderful variations for you to enjoy with the new Brother electric knitting machine, KH-930. KH-930 brings you knitting in simple, easy operations. Enjoy knitting your own designs and a wide variety of wonderful programs with KH-930 by Brother.